Imagine a world where the reality you know is nothing more than a projection, a vibrant echo emanating from invisible dimensions. This is how a visionary scientist invites us to perceive existence, as a living, flexible holographic matrix where every individual can shape their own perception of the universe. His idea shatters conventional thinking, suggesting that consciousness is both the canvas and the brush, ready to transform the landscapes of what we call reality. What if everything we see as solid were just a shadow cast by an unknown source? In this matrix, reality is a dynamic field, a stage where the human mind is not just a spectator but a co-creator. As unsettling as this idea may seem, it opens the door to a possibility, the chance to transcend our limitations by questioning what is truly real. After all, if perception can be altered, what remains of objective truth? The scientist's mysterious disappearance. Shortly after unveiling his bold theory, the scientist vanished without a trace, as if he had been swallowed by the very mystery he sought to unravel. His sudden disappearance not only sparked curiosity but raised an unsettling question: was he involved in something beyond human understanding? His absence left behind a haunting silence, like an echo reverberating through dimensions we cannot reach. With every dead-end clue, speculation grew. Was he a victim of the forces he tried to comprehend? Or perhaps a traveler who crossed the border into the unknown? Like the universe he described, his story feels like an endless enigma, a spiral that pulls us forward, urging us to search for answers that might never surface in the visible world. Jacobo Grinberg, a trailblazer. Jacobo Grinberg was born on December 12, 1946, with a deep fascination for the mysteries lying at the intersection of science and spirituality. His life's work was defined by an unrelenting quest for answers invisible to the ordinary eye, taking him into realms that mainstream science refuses to explore. With an inquisitive mind, he studied phenomena like telepathy and extraocular vision, seeking to prove that the human mind can tap into levels of perception beyond the norm. Grinberg didn't just navigate the worlds of the rational and the spiritual, he blended them, creating a new space for understanding that challenged the limits of accepted knowledge. He believed that the universe is woven from subtle patterns that connect all beings, and that by exploring these connections, we can transform our conscious experience. Each of his studies was like a fragment of a larger truth, inviting us to look beyond appearances and question the very nature of reality. The concept of synag. Grinberg introduced the term synergy to capture a subtle dynamic between energy and synthesis, an invisible interaction that flows through both consciousness and the universe. This idea suggests that reality is not a rigid structure but a living web where the mind can influence the very fabric of space-time. Synergy operates like a continuous current, linking the parts to the whole, allowing perception to serve as a bridge between the physical and the energetic. Through synergy, the human brain becomes more than just a passive receiver, it acts as a transmitter, shaping and reconfiguring existence itself. The ability to interact with the lattice, an invisible fabric underlying the universe, may hold the key to manipulating experience on multiple levels. In this framework, things once thought impossible, such as altering events or transcending limits, become attainable by tapping into the underlying energy that shapes reality. The hologram theory. Grinberg's theory invites us to view consciousness as a lens capable of projecting and shaping a holographic universe around us. In this model, what we perceive isn't a fixed reality but a vibrant interpretation by the mind, which continuously reorganizes the world's fragments according to our intention and perception. Just as quantum particles change when observed, reality adapts to the gaze of the observer. Consciousness, then, is not a neutral observer but an active creator, capable of bending the rules and redefining what is possible. In this holographic game, every thought and emotion acts like a brush, sketching the landscape before us. A haunting question emerges: if everything is a projection, what lies behind the projector? Perhaps the universe is less of a puzzle to be solved and more of a mirror, reflecting what we carry within and responding to every new perception. Transferred potential. The EPR paradox, Einstein-Podolsky-Rosen, suggests that distant particles can connect instantly, as if sharing a hidden memory beyond time and space. Grinberg extended this concept to consciousness, proposing that deeply meditative brains can establish non-local connections. He called this phenomenon transferred potential, implying that aligned minds can interact, even when separated by vast distances. Imagine two individuals on opposite sides of the globe experiencing an internal shift simultaneously through meditation. In this synchronized state, their consciousnesses function as poles of the same energetic field, proving that separation is merely a perceptual illusion. Transferred potential isn't a far-off mystical ability but a latent capacity waiting to be activated by those willing to access this shared frequency. The genesis of consciousness. Grinberg believed that consciousness emerges from the interplay between hidden dimensions and subtle energies, a dynamic process he referred to as synergy. From this perspective, conscious experience is the product of an ongoing dance between mind and universe, where every thought sparks from this multidimensional interaction. The genesis of consciousness, then, is not rooted solely in the brain but also in the invisible layers that connect all things. This theory suggests that consciousness is not a destination but an ever-expanding spiral, unfolding as we open ourselves to new experiences. Just as a melody arises from the perfect combination of notes, the mind awakens when it attunes to the energies permeating the cosmos. In this continuous flow, each person is both the creator and the receiver of a universal symphony, a living truth revealed as we explore the depths of the self and the universe. Perception and reality. Perception is like a delicate veil draped over the essence of the real, shaping what we interpret as the world. Grinberg suggested that rather than reflecting an objective truth, the mind constructs reality based on neuropsychological patterns, like an artist sculpting the invisible clay of consciousness. Every piece of information we receive is transformed into a personal narrative, where energy and matter intertwine to form what we call existence. From this perspective, reality is malleable, subtly responding to our intentions and expectations. Like a reflection on a calm lake, the world adjusts to the shape we project onto it. The lingering question is, if our perception is a construction, what would happen if we changed the way we see? The key seems to lie in the ability to look beyond the obvious, tuning into the energetic layers that give rise to what we perceive. Connection to the theory of implicate order. Grinberg found resonance with ideas proposed by David Bohm, particularly his theory of implicate order, which suggests a deeper dimension where everything is interconnected beyond appearances. Just as waves and particles coexist within quantum mystery, mind and matter are interwoven in an invisible dance. In this view, consciousness acts as the thread connecting the fabric of reality, revealing a universe where separation is nothing more than an illusion. Through this lens, what once seemed like chaos transforms into an intricate pattern of synchronicities. The duality between observer and observed dissolves, and what we once called coincidence reveals itself as part of a greater order, hidden from our immediate senses. If everything is connected at the implicate level, what other truths await discovery when we allow ourselves to see beyond the visible? Research with shamans and psychic healers. During his journeys through Mexico, Grinberg immersed himself in the ancestral wisdom of shamans and psychic healers, witnessing phenomena that seemed to defy the laws of modern science. He discovered in these traditions a native psychology that understood the mind not as an isolated organ but as part of a vast energetic network capable of influencing reality. Every ritual appeared to be a key, unlocking portals to dimensions where time and space blended. These encounters revealed that shamans are not just healers but masters in manipulating the perceptual matrix, altering sensory experiences to produce extraordinary effects. By syncing their consciousness with nature and the universe, they demonstrated that the impossible becomes attainable when one learns how to navigate the energetic structure of reality. What science hesitates to accept, these traditions experience daily, reminding us that there is far more to existence than what our eyes can see. Implications of the CNIC theory. Grinberg's CNIC theory proposes that the universe is not a machine to be dismantled and understood but a consciousness to be experienced. From this perspective, matter and energy are expressions of a cosmic mind interacting with us at every moment. This implies that reality is not a cold, deterministic system but a living field where human experience is both a participant and a shaping force. This approach suggests that the true purpose of existence is not to solve equations but to dive into the depths of this universal consciousness and learn to tune into it. Science, spirituality, and the mind are not opposing forces but interwoven into an invisible symphony guiding everything we experience. If the universe is consciousness, the question is not just how we comprehend it, but how we awaken to it through every choice we make. Telepathy and brain synchrony. Grinberg explored the possibility that human brains could synchronize on a deep level, forming an invisible bridge between minds. In his experiments, he observed that during meditation, two people separated by great distances could align their thoughts and emotions as if connected by an unseen thread. This brain synchrony suggests that telepathy is more than just a fantasy, it's a latent ability waiting to be awakened. This connection goes beyond conventional communication, reaching the edges of collective consciousness. The mind is not an isolated compartment but part of a larger network that echoes throughout the universe. Just as particles align within the quantum field, thoughts and intentions also resonate with other attuned minds. Concepts like the law of attraction and linguistic relativity, through this lens, become expressions of the same interconnected reality governing both the physical and mental realms. Concepts of reality and awakening. Grinberg suggested that understanding the informational matrix underlying reality could allow us to transcend the limitations of our current existence. If consciousness is a key capable of influencing this invisible structure, then awakening is not merely a spiritual metaphor but a practical skill for accessing new states of being. Every thought becomes a fundamental piece in this game, shaping what we call reality. The search for awakening involves an internal reconfiguration, like diving into the deep waters of perception where the boundaries between the possible and the impossible begin to dissolve. Just as a musician tunes their instrument, we can adjust our minds to resonate in harmony with the matrix, unlocking new experiences and perspectives. The lingering question is, are we ready to see beyond the illusions and reimagine what it means to live fully? Mysterious disappearance. On December 8, 1994, Jacobo Grinberg vanished without a trace, as if the very reality he had been investigating had absorbed him. His disappearance continues to intrigue, fueling theories ranging from government conspiracies to alien abductions. Some speculate that powerful forces, such as the CIA, might have been involved, fearing the revolutionary implications of his discoveries. Others suggest that he transcended into a dimension beyond human comprehension, becoming part of the informational matrix he studied so passionately. In this way, his disappearance feels less like an ending and more like an open mystery, echoing his ideas about the illusory nature of time and space. What lingers is a disquieting sense that his absence might hint at something greater, something we have yet to decipher. Legacy and impact. Even after his mysterious disappearance, Jacobo Grinberg's ideas continue to resonate, inspiring new generations to explore the interconnectedness of mind, matter, and the cosmos. His work broke down the barriers between science and spirituality, paving the way for a deeper understanding of human consciousness. His influence extends not only to academic fields but also to spiritual seekers who find in his theories a bridge to comprehend the invisible. Grinberg's legacy endures as a spark, igniting profound questions about the true nature of reality. He reminds us that the world is not just a series of predictable events but a mystery to be lived and explored. Every thought, intention, and experience becomes part of this complex web, inviting us to continue the search for what lies beyond the visible. Perhaps his absence is a silent invitation for each of us to awaken to a new way of seeing and experiencing the universe. Jacobo Grinberg's ideas challenge us to reimagine our existence, suggesting that we are more than mere spectators, we are creators. What if the answers to life's deepest questions aren't found in mathematical formulas but in the vibrations of conscious thought? If this video resonated with you, subscribe to the channel and activate notifications. That way, you'll keep receiving content that can transform your life.